Hey, what is up guys, Massive here, back to do another video, and today I've got a game on a classic map. This is going to be Torment Badlands, and by the way, before we begin, I just want to announce that I have been working really hard this weekend, once again, on the next version of 1.02 plus R22. I was going to call it R23, but it is harder to change the version from R20 to R23. I have to inform Cervantes, which is the server administrator for C&C Online, that there's going to be a number change in the version, so I'm just going to choose to call it R22G. So it is significant enough though to be called R23, but I'm just going to call it R22G. As mentioned in the last video I did, I have fixed the EMP exploit, whereby if you have a unit EMP'd and the mastermind tries to teleport that unit, it can be teleported. Several other fixes have been included as well, and you can expect that patch to be out within the week. Took a while to test it. There was a few hiccups here and there. I had to spend quite a bit of time on debugging what was going on, but I'm happy to announce that there are no remaining issues, and this patch that is coming out will be probably the last one for quite a while. We're going to be pretty busy in real life, but I am going to continue to bring these videos in my free time. The thing is, the free time I have had the past 2 or 3 weeks I have spent on the patch, so that's why you may not have seen too many videos from me or streams, but I'm gonna get more streams out, especially when I have this patch completed. There's a bunch of new maps coming out as well from Desolator Trooper and Aquatech. Nearly a dozen new maps will be coming out in the next version, so stay tuned definitely for the next version. I will put a community post on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to get notified of when it is available. As always, it will be available through command post, through my mega link. You can download it from there and run the installers. They're simple installers, guys. You just run the executables, and then the installer setup will take you through the process of installing it. So you just press next, install, and that's it. The game will work. You just need to load the game after it's installed. R22 map packs will be on your PC, ready to go. Anyways, yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. We were playing as the Kane, and this game was pretty decent from what I remember. I played it about a week ago, but I wanted to bring some content to you guys nonetheless. And this was one outstanding video that I was going to put out last week. I noted it down. This game was cool. Don't remember much about it, but we'll see if my analysis of it then was correct. Going for that double war factory bike buggy, very good early on in this matchup against Scrin factions, mostly to prevent the Scrins from grabbing that blue Tiberium field and to secure it yourself. If you're heavily committed to the 2 war factory, you can even take your opponent's blue field and get 2 fields of blue Tiberium, which is what I might be doing here. So I'm going to assign a harvester to the bottom field, and since he's not going to bother to contest the bike buggy there, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to take that blue Tiberium of yours. What's better than 1 blue Tiberium field? 2 blue Tiberium fields. Going to take both of them. That's going to be a significant boost to eco. Now, this drawback of going for 2 blue fields is this early on is that my income per minute will be affected just due to the travel distance of those harvesters going to their blue field, guys. They're going to take a long time to get there and to get back to base to unload that tip. So I'm going to be a little bit dry out of funds for a while. Queuing harvesters, and I'm keeping my opponent's units in his base, locked in his base. I don't want him to go on the attack. If he goes on the attack at this moment, I'm going to be in deep trouble because I have nothing to defend. So this bike buggy force of mine is just to keep him in his base to defend this off. And you see what I mean. It bought me time to grab that blue Tiberium field. It's a bit of a risk, but I am taking both fields and I'm bringing that Tiberium back. It's going to be a very tricky hold though against these Seekers. Those are now upgraded with the attenuated force fields. It's a very accessible upgrade for the Reaper-17 and the Scrin at $2,000 60 minutes. And yeah, I'm going to be building Scorpion tanks to respond to this. I can't go for more by buggy against shielded Seekers. It's a no-go. And I'm at the Kane, so the likelihood of him spamming more Seekers and going for the shard launcher upgrade is extremely high. To this day, I have not found an effective counter to shard launcher shielded Seeker spam. But we're going to see what I can do with this. I see a harvester at the blue Tiberium field. It will get some tip crystals. Probably won't return to base with a full load of tip because I stole some of it before. Blue fields do regrow significantly slower than the green ones, so if you do harvest them, it's going to take a long time for it to come back. Taking out these Seekers attacking me. I am a little bit behind in the eco because I went for that double war factory. But if I can survive, then the income I'll get from these 2 Tiberium fields will definitely offset the early losses in economy at the start of the game, because I'm going to be bringing in more total income if you factor in that I have both blue Tiberium fields as well. I do still maintain a tier spike. He does have 1 over me at this present time, so it may be a good idea of mine to take out that tier spike, because it's going to grant him a slight eco advantage in regards to passive income. And of course, once he gets those growth stimulators down, it'll be generating for him $15 every 5 seconds, which is a significant amount as well if you consider the longevity of the game against Reaper-17, because Reaper-17, they want to go for the long game. They don't want to end the game fast. They want to take advantage of their eco support powers and just how insane they are later on with that tripod spam and their steamrolling armies. Going for Scorps because at this point I was afraid of being completely destroyed by Seekers, but it doesn't appear like he's committing too hard into Seekers. He does have the Shard Launcher upgrade online now, I think, so definitely need to research the Dozer Blade upgrade when I can. As you see, I spare not a second on getting that Dozer Blade upgrade. Going to cut off these reinforcements, maybe kill harvesters at that blue Tiberium field. Sometimes the harvesters, the enemies harvesters, they don't get reassigned to taking green Tiberium. They just go back to that blue field even when there's no tib on it. And sometimes you can kill yourself a harvester or 2 on that field, so it's always worth it just to poke around and see if there is a harvester there. And you just, there you see, there's a perfect example of that. Drive sends a harvester to that field, or rather the AI did, he didn't control it. Some Seekers coming in from the bottom of the map, but I'm going to be ready to defend against that since I do have the triple war factory, some distance, and Seekers in the top of the map. He's trying to out-micro me here, trying to attack me from multiple sides at once. But with 18 Scorpion tanks to defend that location, I'm going to be pretty safe and sound against that Seeker spam. And plus, the Dozer Blade upgrade has just completed for me, so that's a great moment for me to go in and attack this force. He's going to be forced to pull back. Even without Dozer Blades, he was outnumbered and outgunned. Some Seekers in my base. They're trying to kill a harvester. He may get a Scorpion tank or 2, but no more. I'm keeping my economy in good shape, and I'm also transferring my harvesters appropriately as well, so I'm not letting myself go out of eco so soon. Drafting some turrets just because I feared he would have had a couple of disintegrator squads there. Lightning Spike gets summoned in, so he can just see what I have. See, hit my tier 2. He used that Lightning Spike to stasis my tier 2, but he got my MC3 as well. Probably a good idea, in fact, because it did deny my tier 3. Sometimes it's not worth it, but well, actually no, he should have gone for my tier 2. If you get both the tier 2 and the MCV, then you won't cancel the enemy tier 3. So he made a little mistake there. Could have got the tier 3 cancelled. Now I have to deal with these Storm Riders. It's Storm Riders versus Scorpion tanks. Not a good situation for me to be in at all. But I have a ton of Scorpion tanks, and these Storm Riders represent a huge investment in terms of units for the Scrim player. So I do have the opportunity here to go into this base perhaps, but no, he gets a perfect concave and forces me back. Those Shards Launcher Seeker tanks are insane, but with 18 Scorpion tanks and so many buggies, man, it's going to be a really good engagement for me in this against these Seekers. Remember, the shields on the Seekers take 100% gun damage, so the buggies will de-shield the Seekers pretty quickly. For lack of a better term, they take those shields off very quickly. And now this Eradicate Hexbot is going to be coming out soon, but the Shard Launchers are doing so much splash damage. Even Shard Launcher Photon Cannons coming down, but I'm taking out the Storm Riders. He has only 3 left. And the Eradicator Hexbot will be cancelled, but at the cost of a lot of my forces. Remember, before I had a total of 18 Scorpion tanks and 16 buggies. Now my force of units has been greatly diminished. Likewise, his Seeker force has been destroyed, and I do get down my tier 3 now. I'm going to work on a chemical plant just to summon in the C-type room. That'll give me over 3 grand of resources, which is going to be very good in this point of time. I can also send some harvesters down middle green field since there's not much of a threat of them being killed. He doesn't have many Seekers on the map now, so a long leeching tip might be an option. No, they won't get caught by Seekers. 16 bikes to me, which is a very interesting transition. Very aggressive. I'm working on the Tiberium core missiles, which is logical considering I have that many bikes. One thing I could do here is use the decoy army that it forces the shots from the tripods and Seekers on the decoys, but understandably I'm a little bit low on resources since I don't have any tip left. I'm going to summon in that Sea Tiberium, and it's going to fuel me a little bit going forward into this game. Now, considering that I took out the army, he has managed to rebuild a better one than me. He has tripods, I have bikes, so definitely not the ideal unit to have against the enemy Skrin tripods, so I'm going to be forced back to base. I'm going to wait until I get Tiberium core missiles. Don't want to expend these units until that upgrade is researched, otherwise it would be just a waste. So the correct thing here for me to do would be to just wait in my base, maybe sell that power plant there that's about to die for the additional Awakened squad, get some EMPs down on those units, and you can see the Tiberium coming in there for me. I'm going to have some blue Tiberium. That's going to be significant at this point in time. Tiberium core missiles is online. I'm going to place this shredder turret down just to base some shots, act as sort of like a meat shield for my army. Harvester there, also going to bait some shots, which is actually convenient in this point in time. I decide not to engage just there because yeah, he's got so many tripods and Seekers around that location, so it would be a mistake of mine to attack and lose all my forces. I'm in trouble though, and I'm not sure how I'm going to contend with this army of his. I decide at this point I should maybe consider going for a bunch of Enlightened squads. Get a bunch of Enlightened. I don't have the Cybernetic leg upgrade just yet, but I can research that quickly. It's only $1,000, 30 seconds. But I don't have the Supercharged Particle Weaver either, so it's a curious choice once again from me. But against the tripods, it makes sense. I think my line of thought here was to EMP the tripods and then the buggies and bikes take out them. It probably was what I was thinking of at that time, but he still maintains a decent unit composition. He's got everything. He's got Seekers, he's got Shardwalkers, he's got tripods, he's moving in, and I do have the first of many Enlightened coming out. Redeemer is out for me. I have the epic unit on the map, and now with this epic unit, it's going to be the opportunity for me to turn this around, perhaps because I have been on the back foot for the majority of this game. Tempo has been swinging from one side to another throughout, and I don't think this game has had a moment of peace. Like, there's been not one moment where there has been no action. Redeemer moving forward. If I can secure this green Tiberium field, then it's going to definitely make up for the fact that I have a spike disadvantage, as well as him naturally having more eco due to him being Reaper-17. He's going to have those growth stimulators. He's probably also long leeching tip. You can see he has a harvester there, probably more than one. He's been taking some of that. Storm Riders will be taken out there. Not too useful now for him since I have the Tiberium core. I sell the refinery off. It's a good practice to sell your refs off as GDI and nods, because if you don't, then you'll lose resources from them. Much like the earlier C&C games, if you lose your refineries, then you will get a certain percentage of your income deducted, though it isn't nearly as extreme as it is in Command & Conquer 1, for example. With that Voice of Kane ready to drop, you can place more than one in this community patch. And I'm still continuing to spam out these Enlighten. And plus now I have the supercharged particle beam upgrade. I could probably even sell that chemical, that tech lab off now since I've got the upgrades I need. What I need now are disruption towers, which are $500 for Mark to Kane. That's a big advantage of playing Mark to Kane. You get cheap stealth, $500 for a disruption tower. And of course you get EMP in abundance. There's no shortage of it. But you need to have perfect micro, and it's difficult versus Reaper-17 since their units are shielded and they can withstand and absorb an EMP shot. Plus Shard Walkers are very effective against enemy infantry, and they'll kill my Enlightened very quickly. So it's going to be very tricky now, and we see a ton of units coming towards me. Shielded Seekers with Shards moving in, lots of Sharp Walkers too. And this Redeemer is going to get completely surrounded. The Seekers approaching in from the south, Seekers approaching in from the north. And this Redeemer is now taking rear damage. The Shard Launchers are also taking out my Enlightened squads, and I decide now's the time to sell this tech lab off. The game is over. I'm not going to be able to stop this army. His army is huge. But with that Voice of Kane there and Enlightened squads, I'm going to be able to lock down a number of these units. And look at the EMPs coming down. And the fire rate with the Voice of Kane is gonna permit me to kill a lot of those Shard Walkers. And with just a couple Shard Walkers left over, can these Enlightened turn it around? There's just two of them remaining. Even though they're in low quantities, these Shard Walkers, they're still devastating, and I need to focus them down one by one. Seekers getting taken out there, and this is the Mark to Kane. This is Legion's Cyborg army from Kane's Wrath campaign coming in clutch to kill this army of Skrin. And that is going to be GG. Drive has nothing to say about that, and he is shocked at what had just occurred. And I don't think it would have mattered if he had blue shards either, since I EMP'd his army. Like, what good is even blue shards? If your units can't shoot back, then it doesn't matter if you got 100% more damage, does it? Anyways, I thought that was a cool game on Tournament Badlands. Hope you all enjoyed it. And once again, stay tuned to my channel for the notification for when I release R22G. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed it once again, and I'd like to thank my Patreon members for helping me do these types of videos, and most of all, to do the patch. I mean, I sacrificed my weekend and my last weekend on that patch, and I am making sacrifices here. So thank you very much, guys, for helping me and supporting me. So I'll see you all later, guys. This is it from me, Master Leaf. Peace out.